Coastal communities in northern Cuba, on a much more serious note, are already experiencing Hurricane Irma.
As we've seen, the eye wall is right there on the northern coast, and we have a chance to speak by phone with Hatzel Vela. He's the only local reporter living and working in Cuba. Hatzel, explain what you are feeling right now, and do know that we have Max Mayfield right here as well to give you a sense of where things are.
Town of Caibarin, which is, as you mentioned, on the northern central coast of Cuba. It's a coastal town. It is a very low-lying town, so we at this point are in the Central Park area, which is higher ground, but most of the town is right on the coast, and you have a lot of homes that are right on the water. These are very structurally unsafe homes. As you can imagine, homes here in Cuba that have been built by the people themselves and cannot really withstand this kind of storm, especially when we're talking about the storm surge. A lot of folks in this town remember Hurricane Kate back in 1985. I believe it was a Category 2 when it made landfall, when it passed through this area, and they remember the storm surge. That's what they remember the most, because it is really what impacted them in terms of their living conditions and in terms of the structures. Many of them remember the fact that the water reached up to their waist, and that most of their belongings were gone eventually because of that. Now, we were walking around town earlier as folks were trying to leave. They make it a high priority here in Cuba to make sure that folks in those low-lying areas do not stay in those homes. So what they do is they have police officers go door to door, and they force people out. And as a communal event, what usually happens is that they bring in trucks, and they allow you to take your most prized possessions. This is Cuba, so for a lot of these folks, the refrigerators, their kitchens, their TVs, things that you and I take for granted. These are lifelong possessions that they want to make sure that they're out. Oh, yeah. And so that's what we experienced earlier in the afternoon when they were able to bring out those things. At this hour, I can report to you, it's been raining.
Can we just ask you, unfortunately, you got cut off right when you said the exact town you're in right now. We're looking at Cuban radar over Camagüey with the eye wall coming right there. What town are you in again?
So we're in a town called Caibarin, which is just north, about 6 miles north of the town of Remedios. So Camagüey is to my east. I was just talking over email with Jennifer Correa, and she told me the eye of the storm is about 140 miles southeast of us. So
and
it's
speaking of that,
in our direction.
Hatzel, speaking of that, our Max Mayfield is here with you now to kind of talk to you maybe about some of the conditions that you have seen or you are going to see. Max.
Okay, Hatzel, I want to make sure you hear this. If this stays on the track, you're going to get the eye wall likely very early tomorrow morning. I mean, conditions will continue to go downhill, and I think that western edge of the eye wall will probably get to you by 6 to 8 o'clock in the morning.
And Max, if we can, we are showing a picture here of Patrick Oppman. He is the Cuban correspondent for CNN, and we have often used some of his work on our air. But this is Patrick Oppman. I've worked with him when I went to Cuba last year, and for the last couple of years covering the new diplomatic relations between the U.S. and Cuba. And he is really taking a beating there from all of the fury and outer bands and the winds and all the rain from Hurricane Irma.
Calvin, is he in the same location as Hatzel?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. We'll ask our producer.
Yes, he is. Okay. We are in the same location.
Well, Hatzel, that was a good analogy on the track there with Hurricane Kate, 1985. It's a Category 2 hurricane that eventually moved on into the Gulf and hit the Florida Panhandle as a major hurricane. But that was a Category 2, and this is a Category 4, and forecast to strengthen here sometime. So whatever they had in Hurricane Kate, it's going to be a lot worse than where you are with Hurricane Irma. So you need to make sure you need to make sure that you're in a high location and a sturdy building.
Yes, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're staying in the center of town, which is higher ground in one of the older buildings that is more structurally safe. It's actually the radio station for the town. One thing I wanted to mention, you mentioned Patrick Oppman's video where you can see the wind banging him around a little bit. That was the case when the storms first started coming. Now that has sort of dissipated, and we have seen steady rain for the past hour or two, but the winds have not been as strong. But from what Max is saying, it looks like this may get stronger as the night progresses.
Right, those outer rain bands are moving through. You'll get a lot of wind, a lot of rain. That band will move on through, and then other bands will come. And the closer you get to the eye, the more frequent the bands will be, and you know, the heavier the wind and the rain and the storm surge. So, yeah, you're you know, you're not going to sleep much tonight.
Now, Max, I wanted to ask you as well. A lot of folks here, because the power has gone now, we don't have any power here in this town. They have lost the ability to watch television here. Some are listening to the radios, but a lot of folks anxious to hear what's happening. So does that mean that now this storm is headed possibly landfall here in Cuba?
Well, on the radar, the Cuban radar there and satellite, you can see the eye wall on the coast right now. The center of the eye, it's just a little bit off the coast, but it's definitely going to go over those islands off the north coast of Cuba. And right now it's still moving westward. You know, we know it's going to ease up more towards the north with time, but we just don't know exactly when. And you know, this is forecast to be a pretty sharp, you know, north turn, and it hasn't happened yet. So I think that it's going to get dangerously close to you.
Yeah, the concern here in Cuba, of course, is those outer islands, the barrier islands, what they call the Cayos here, Cayo Coco, Cayo Santa Maria. Those are very highly popular tourist spots, and of course, those will likely bear the brunt of this storm as it comes through.
I have an infrared satellite imagery, if you can take graphics 41. Hatzel, Max was just saying it's going to be a long night where you are, and I think this image really tells the story. I'll zoom in and just pay attention to the areas of red. Hatzel, what's the name of that town, the area you're in again?
It's called Caibarin, so it's spelled Caibarin.
Okay, so I did find it here. So as we're zooming in, you'll see that name pop up, and that's all the weather you're involved in, and then more to come. So, I mean, it's just really going to be some rough conditions for you there. I'll zoom out so you can see where that is, and there's the eye of the storm and that eye wall. So. Yeah.
So it's still going to be, you know, 8 or 9 hours,
right.
I would guess, or maybe a little bit more, but it's headed your way.
Yeah, and let's hope that those folks who are in those low-lying areas did evacuate, because again, the concern here in this town has always been that with any major rain, this town badly floods, and when Hurricane Kate came through, it was pretty bad for them. They have a lot of loss, and they remember clearly because of the damage it left behind and the kind of storm surge that they saw back in 1985.
And Hatzel, do you feel like people in that town are ready at all? Are there any shelters provided by the government?
Yeah, we did hear of shelters. At this point, I'm not sure where those shelters are. We were told that those people, some people were being moved to those shelters. But I have to tell you that a lot of the folks here in Cuba, it's more of a communal sense, so they'll help each other out in the sense that, Lori, if you have a place that's in higher ground, then I'm going to go to your place, or I'm going to go to my mom's place or my dad's place, just a cousin that lives maybe in the next town over. And that's exactly what all these folks have been doing. A lot of the people that I've been talking to have said, well, you know, I'm going to spend the night here rather than right here close to the bay, just because I feel safer more inland.
Long night for you, Hatzel Vela, in Cuba for us, and please stay safe, and we're going to check back in with you in about 10 minutes, so please call us back and let us know how conditions have changed there. And certainly our hearts go out to the people of Cuba, and our prayers are with them tonight. Thanks a lot.